I'm testing Abacus AI for authors on coming up with a premise, building a complete outline, actually writing quality chapters, and then using their deep agent to finish the entire book for me. And then having that same agent create my book cover, author website, and book trailer. No matter how great or how terrible it turns out, I'm publishing it on Amazon under my real name. This could be really good or really embarrassing. Oh, and one more thing. I'm also running a mystery test. Whatever this will lands on, I have to include it in the book, from the premise all the way through publication. Let's see what we're working with. If you want to learn more about Abacus AI or try it yourself, links in the description. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I bet when Abacus AI agreed to sponsor this video, they didn't think I was going to do that with their platform. Let's see if it can handle it. First test, can it generate a premise worth building a whole novel around? I'm using their Route LLM feature. It automatically picks which AI model to use based on what you're asking. So instead of me deciding Claude for creativity, GPT for structure, the platform figures it out for me. It is pretty cool to have all those options in one place. Here's the premise on screen. Generate 5 high-concept thriller premises for a novella. Each needs a protagonist with a specific wound, an antagonist with a justified worldview, a ticking clock under 72 hours, and a twist that recontextualizes everything. And the constraint, of course, our mystery test. Must be woven into the premise, the outline, everything. Here are our premises, but we did run into a slight snafu. Abacus AI started with GPT 5.2, thought for a long time, and then gave up and asked if I wanted to continue with another AI model, which I did with Gemini 3 Pro. And then the AI took a little bit longer to come up with these premises. They look pretty good. I'm going to keep my hopes up. Now I'm going to ask it to pick the best one that has the highest commercial potential for the thriller market. Because if I'm going to put this on Amazon under my name, I want it to have the best chance of working. Okay, we're going with this one. Premise number 2, the stitching error. The stitching error combines the technical geekery of Google Maps with the raw, emotional human story, making it the most unput-downable option for a novella. In this case, we used Gemini 3 Flash. I do like how it tells you which one it uses. We're going to move to the next test in just a second, but before that, you have to know what the plot is so that you can follow along with this story. While virtually exploring her own neighborhood on Street View to check for package deliveries, Alara notices a stitching error, a glitch where 2 images connect. In the seam of the glitch, she sees a woman bound in the back of the Street View car itself. She realizes the image was uploaded yesterday. She has to track the car's route using only digital landmarks before the data is overwritten by the next server update. It's an interesting use of Google Maps. It has a thriller plot. I'm not completely sold on it, but that's what we're going with because that's the test. I really hope this works out. Premise locked in, but premises are easy. The outline is where AIs sometimes start making choices that break the story. Here's the prompt we're using. Create a complete novel outline, 15 to 20 chapters, include the inciting incident, the first act turn, the midpoint shift, the dark night of the soul, the climax, and the resolution. Make sure that that mystery test element is threaded throughout, not just mentioned once. It's got to be integrated into the story for this to really work. Here's what I'm watching for. Does it understand novel pacing? A novel isn't a padded short story or a compressed epic. It's its own form. Let's scan quickly through this outline. This is actually good. The Google Maps integration is clever. The midpoint twist, Chelsea is the victim. That's strong. But you see this? This is where most people would just accept what the AI gives them. Look at chapters 11 through 14. After that big chapter 10 reveal, what happens? Chelsea checks her timeline, the cartographer contacts her, her reviews get deleted. That's 4 chapters of processing and things being taken away. There's no new escalation. The dark night of the soul in chapter 14 is just her admitting what we already figured out in chapter 10. In a thriller, post-midpoint needs to accelerate, not repeat. The revelation should unlock a new, more dangerous phase, not just confirm what we suspected already. Let me push back on the AI and see if it can fix this. I'm going to prompt it, chapters 11 through 14 feel like processing rather than escalation. Rewrite the outline so the post-midpoint section introduces a new threat or revelation that raises the stakes beyond chapter 10 twist. Now I need to write chapter 1 because I'm not just going to hand the deep agent a blank slate. I think it's important to really steer the AI in the beginning, especially. Chapter 1 sets the voice, the rhythm, the rules of how the story speaks. If I let the agent establish all of that without guidance, I might get generic AI prose, which is not what I want to put up on Amazon. There's the prompt on screen. Let me read a few of these opening lines just so you get a sense of the story and the writing quality. One cool thing I noticed is that you can actually edit the response, which I haven't seen that in other AI, so that's pretty cool. Here's the first line. The blue dot on the screen doesn't blink, but Chelsea does. I like that as an opening line. I think it works. Suddenly, she is standing on the sidewalk. It is a Tuesday in July, forever. The sun and the street view capture is high and harsh, bleaching the concrete. A man in a red polo shirt is caught mid-stride, his face a blurred smudge of beige privacy. That's pretty good. A silver sedan is frozen in a turn, its license plate a scrambled mosaic. Chelsea's fingers dance across the arrow keys. Click, click, click. She moves 20 feet forward. She rotates the camera 180 degrees. I like how it gets you right there in the action. Her pulse slows. This is the ritual. This is the work. I like it. Short, punchy phrases. Overall, I think the writing is good. I would read a story written like this. Not that there's not any room for improvement, but I like it. What happens next? I'm handing the keys to an autonomous AI agent and telling it, finish the book, design my cover, build my website, make the book trailer. But just one of those things at a time, because I want to be fair to the Abacus AI platform. And remember, whatever it produces goes live. That's actually pretty scary. This is the real test. I'm giving it everything, the premise, the full outline, chapter 1 as a style reference. I'm going to put the prompt I'm using on screen. Use the attached outline and match the voice and style of chapter 1. Write chapters 2 through 20. Maintain character consistency. Escalate tension according to the outline beats. Ensure the ending pays off the setup from chapter 1. Keep that mystery test element in there all the way through, threaded throughout. It should feel intentional and not forced. The target is at least 50,000 words. Watch what it's doing. It's not just generating, it's creating a structure for itself. It's really thinking about the best way to do this. The first thing the Deep Agent did was to create this stitching story analysis overview, which I thought was pretty cool. And now it's going through each chapter and writing it here in real time. I'm impressed with the process. We'll see about the output. All right, let's see what we got. It created the first set of chapters, and then the rest of the chapters, it created a Word document file. Then it realized the story was 10,000 words too short from the goal, and so it started working on how to expand certain scenes, and then analyze that, and then it automatically expanded the story without any input by me at all. This was all autonomous, so that actually is pretty impressive. Then it double-checked itself again and said, hey, look, we have actually reached our target and then some. It describes the key additions and expansions it made. It talks about the files it created and how big they are. It also lets you know how many credits you used. Since I was given access to this platform, I might have more credits or compute points than someone normally would. So keep that in mind. But so far, I haven't hit any kind of limits. I've opened up the Word document and I like how it's done a lot of formatting. I don't see the front matter in a book that I'll need, so I'll have to add that, like the copyright and that kind of stuff at the beginning. This has 192 pages, 50,000 words, broken down by chapters. It's relatively well formatted. Looks like we have the complete story here. Let me double check it and see if it did everything we wanted it to do. The questions I'm asking myself, did it follow the premise? Did it follow the outline? Is the mystery test in there? Did it match the voice from chapter 1? The book actually hits every beat, the hook, the inciting incident, the midpoint reveal, dark night, climax, resolution. This isn't AI rambling, it's a structured thriller. And remember, the will landed on Google Maps as the mystery test? The AI could have just mentioned it. Instead, it built an entire crime, the entire investigation, and the entire character arc around mapping technology. That's more than integration. That's story architecture. Is it perfect? No. The middle drags, the epilogue runs long, some of the prose is too clean, but those are editing problems, the kind you'd fix in revision. The foundation is solid. Would I publish this? Well, I have to, so let's keep going. The manuscript exists, but a book isn't a book without a cover. And what the agent did next genuinely surprised me. I'm asking it to create a book cover based on the story and the thriller genre. I really want this book cover to look professional enough to sit next to bestsellers on Amazon. The agent's analyzing the story for visual themes. We're having a really hard time with the book cover. Here's the first one. The image isn't that bad in the background, but the title font and the name, the author name font, overall it looks very cheaply made. The second version really didn't look that much better, and then it just says premium bestseller thriller at the top. I love the marketing, I love the hype, but I don't love this cover. I gave it some examples to go by from actual bestsellers. I'm going to go with this one because I think it looks more like a thriller novel, and I think it fits on the shelf next to some of those bestsellers on Amazon. Okay, that's the cover. Now the website. Here's the prompt I'm using. Create a landing page website for this novella. Include book description, author bio, placeholder, cover image, purchase links, and email sign up. Make it look professional, not like AI slop. Even though using my Author OS system, you can create book covers and websites unlimited for one-time price, this is actually a pretty great web page. We have the book cover, we have this here to sell it, we have a book blurb, we have all these great links to get your copy, we have an author image, a little bio, and some socials, and even a newsletter sign up down here. So really good landing page for your book that you can create with this agent. I have the manuscript, I have the cover, I have a website. Now for the book trailer. I'll put the prompt I'm using on screen. Here's a short storyboard infographic that I made to help the agent. Let's play the trailer and see how it went. What is that? Look at that van. I have no words. I mean, all right, let's watch the second clip. Here's a continuation. We have that lady's face. I don't know what that was sitting in the back of that van, but I don't think it was a person. And I guess that was supposed to be the novel. I hope you needed a good laugh because that was hilarious. I gave the agent another try at a book trailer, and this doesn't use the actual book cover with the title. It's more of a book marketing asset than an actual book trailer. So Abacus AI didn't do very well at all on this book trailer. I said I'd publish this no matter what. Within 24 to 72 hours, this will be live on Amazon. Let's debrief for a moment. What actually happened here? Could an author use Abacus AI for real, actual production work? Here's what worked for me. The model switching is genuinely useful. Different tools for different jobs, one for premise, one for prose, the deep agent for production. Having all the major AI models in one place for $10 a month, at least on the basic plan, that's real value if you're already paying for multiple platforms like I am. Having the text AI models, the image generators, the video generators all in one place is pretty helpful. You don't have to jump to different platforms and you don't have to pay for different subscriptions. What I didn't like so much is you're probably going to hit limits on the lower plan, which means you're either going to have to buy more compute points or upgrade to a higher subscription. By the way, there's stuff on the platform that I didn't even get to today. They have a desktop coding agent called Abacus AI Desktop. Apparently it beats Claude Code and GPT on benchmarks, comes free with the subscription. They also have enterprise connectors. You can plug in Slack, Google Drive, OneDrive. You can build custom chatbots or AI agents on top of your own data. For authors specifically, I could see someone training a chatbot on their entire book series for reader Q&A, or building an agent that knows the World Bible inside and out. The big question is, should you try this? The answer might be yes if you're paying for multiple AI subscriptions already. ChatGPT plus Claude plus an image generator adds up fast. This platform consolidates everything. If you want to experiment with a bunch of different models, AI agents for production work, not just chat, but actual project completion, this might be a yes to try for you. If you work with a team, an editor, assistant, or co-writer, you can invite them into your account, share conversations, manage everything in one place. This could be a no, though, if you want a one-click perfect output. That doesn't exist yet, not here, not anywhere, at least not yet. If you're a casual user who only needs ChatGPT a few times a week, this is probably overkill. There are other platforms out there. I have tools, too, that replace some of this for a one-time payment rather than a subscription. But for a platform with a lot of different tools that you can use and try, it's pretty cool. Links in the description and in the pinned comment if you want to test it out yourself. I'll drop the Amazon link in the comments once it goes live. Morbid curiosity? Definitely welcome.